Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. You know who it is, Black Heart Son. I'm black and again asking you to hit that share button, like and subscribe. Thank you, but the share button is really important because the message is more important than the messenger. I'm really busy today, but I don't mind it. So here's the deal, y'all. Trevor Cormier put out this video telling BGS, asking if he was a black nationalist. I'll answer that for him. He's pro-black, Pan-Africanist. I'm the black nationalist and the Pan-Africanist. I want us to be on top, and I want your people to be on the bottom. And I want everyone else to be somewhere in between. Maybe with the exceptions of the East Indians and the Persians, because they seem to have preceded whites in white supremacy. So, as far as I'm concerned, they can get as much work as white folk can. I don't even have a problem with every single white person per se, or every single Persian or Indian. My issue is, of course, with white supremacy, and you're not a white nationalist, so I don't see you as necessarily a part of the problem, at least not consciously. But understand this. You may be right that these relationships are transactional. I'm not knocking that view per se, because a lot of women have these same views. They just don't want us men to have them. And I'm all for us allowing women to determine how they approach us and determining how we approach them. If they approach us like it's transactional, we treat it like it's transactional. If they approach us, if they come to us like it's a thing of loyalty, then we give loyalty as long as we get it. I'm all for that. But you were saying something about how these SYSBM men were leaving the countries and they weren't going to Europe. And they were going to places like the Philippines. They were pretty much going where the bride price was lower. And you were saying this as if to say that the bride prices are reasonable in the West. They're not. You see, it doesn't really matter what kind of game men have. As I said in my last video, women have all the game if we don't check them. Their game is to convince us that we have to have game for them to like us. Turns out they just naturally like some and don't like others. And by convincing us to try to impress them, they collect cash prizes and free food. That plan does not work when they get older, and this bothers many of them. That having been said, when these men do not go to so-called first world nations to pick up these women, there's several reasons why they should not do it. Number one, these nations are wrought with feminism. Now, female nature may be the same, but feminism is a different animal in these nations. This is where feminism comes from. These nations are also, because of white supremacy, first world nations are also, generally speaking, white nations. And you, sir, must accept the fact that even if you are not a racist, your women are a damn problem. You must accept this. Right now, your women have probably surpassed your men in becoming a problem. White men set up white supremacy as an institution around the world. You had nothing to do with it. It's not your fault. I get that. Now, white women are trying to export feminism and ruin everybody else's family structures. They already succeeded. White women and men together succeeded in ruining the black family structures. So when he said that his brother married a Filipina, you were like, oh, didn't I call it? I called it. No. You did call it, but that was plain to see. Because on one hand, even if it is transactional, Filipinas tend to be very nice about the transaction. See, if you own a business, you can have some customers that can become friends. If you own a business, sometimes, or let's say you are a customer, you may go in there and you can become friends with the business owner depending on how nice you are during the transactions. Over time, an actual friendship can develop, and that's not wrong. And if he behaves like a good friend, be you the customer or the business owner, if the other one behaves like a good friend and you continue doing so, your friendship lasts. No biggie. Well, they can come in acting like it's transactional, but they're polite. Over time, a real bond could develop or not. It's up to them. It's up to the guy. But the point is that in the West, there cannot be one. There cannot be. Your women are a problem. Our women are a problem. Much of it started with your women. Now, if you're a victim of them and you're not part of the problem, I'm not going to blame you, but you have to admit that your women they have been a problem. And now what they're doing is they're becoming a global problem. They're increasing the scope and scale of what they cause. And that's part of why it is that, as a matter of fact, now your women get to sit back because they've convinced our women to be so rabidly feminist that your women, they don't even have to do much of the work anymore. They're actually sitting back and saying, oh my God, we better go back to the table and bring our femininity with us and submit. Your women are saying that. Some of them are. They're coming around. Our women aren't. They're rolling their necks, snapping their fingers and saying, oh hell, knuckin' fuck, we ain't gonna never do that. We ain't never listening. They only bring these things to the table when they're dealing with your men, and even then there's a certain amount they won't bring. So this is different. It's not like what you think. So you think it's all about economy. And to a certain extent it is, but it's also about culture. And it was your first world economies, white women, that ruined the culture for a lot of other people. So yes, Western men in general, black or white, have to go where it's not been ruined yet. That's also where the bride price is lower. But it's not just because the bride price is lower. Oh well, I think you get the idea. So, to the audience, thanks for listening. Sign a blackout. Assalamu alaikum.